I'm committed to buying and owning Gaza. As far as us rebuilding it, we may give it to other states in the Middle East to build sections of it. Other people may do it through our auspices, but we're committed to owning it, taking it.
Israel have violated the ceasefire agreement and have put the whole deal in jeopardy. Hamas have therefore paused the next captive release until these issues are fixed. Here are the list of violations that Israel have committed during the ceasefire period. 12,000 aid trucks should have been allowed in so far, but only 8,500 have. 50 fuel trucks per day were agreed upon, but only 15 fuel trucks per day have been allowed by Israel. 60,000 mobile homes should have been allowed into the Gaza Strip, but none have been allowed in by Israel. 200,000 tents should have been bought in by now, but only 20,000 have been allowed in by Israel. These egregious Israeli violations of the ceasefire agreement need to stop. Israel don't seem to have ceased their criminal behavior, even though a ceasefire agreement is in play.
Mediators from Qatar and Egypt are said to be frantically trying to resolve the crisis surrounding the Gaza ceasefire, according to reports, after Israel's security cabinet said fighting would resume if hostages were not released by Saturday. Hamas had threatened not to free 3 Israeli hostages at the weekend as planned, but later claimed it remained committed to the ceasefire deal.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is raising the stakes on Hamas, announcing he'll scrap the ceasefire and resume the war if hostages aren't released on Saturday.
Well, Netanyahu made his announcement after President Trump called on Hamas to release all hostages by noon Saturday or face the consequences. Chris Mitchell reports from Jerusalem.
After a 4-hour security cabinet meeting, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu issued an ultimatum.
If Hamas does not return our hostages by Saturday noon, the ceasefire will end and the Israeli Defense Forces will return to intense fighting until Hamas is finally defeated.
It's unclear whether Netanyahu means all the remaining hostages or just the 3 Hamas have been set to free Saturday before postponing their release. One thing is clear, Israel's ready to go back to war in Gaza.
Last night, I instructed the IDF to amass forces inside and surrounding the Gaza Strip. This action is being carried out at this hour and will be completed very soon.
Speaking with reporters in the Oval Office Tuesday, President Donald Trump said he doubts Hamas will free any hostages by Saturday.
I don't think they're going to make the deadline personally. I think they want to play tough guy, but we'll see how tough they are. As far as I'm concerned, if all of the hostages aren't returned by Saturday at 12 o'clock, I think it's an appropriate time. I would say cancel it and all bets are off and let hell break out. As I'm concerned, if all of the hostages aren't returned by Saturday at 12 o'clock, I think it's an appropriate time. I would say cancel it and all bets are off and let hell break out. I'd say they ought to be returned by 12 o'clock on Saturday, and if they're not returned, all of them, not in drips and drabs, not 2 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 2. Saturday at 12 o'clock.
Let's get more on this statement from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. There's more of it coming in. He says, I've just concluded a 4-hour discussion in the political security cabinet. We all expressed outrage at the shocking situation of our 3 hostages who were released last Saturday. We also, the pictures you're seeing, by the way, is King Abdullah, who has just arrived for a meeting. Oh, is it? Forgive me, I'll carry on. We also welcomed President Trump's demand for the release of our hostages by Saturday noon, and we also welcomed the president's revolutionary vision for the future of Gaza. In the light of Hamas's announcement of its decision to violate the agreement and not release our hostages, last night I ordered the IDF to amass forces inside and around the Gaza Strip. This operation is taking place at these hours. It will be completed in the very near future. The decision that I passed unanimously in the cabinet is this: if Hamas does not return our hostages by Saturday at noon, the ceasefire will be terminated and the IDF will return to intense fighting until Hamas is finally defeated.